You wake up in the morning, sit at the table, and repeat the same habit as always. Maybe some coffee with bread, maybe a sweet biscuit, or perhaps nothing at all, just a hot drink and a rush. But what almost no one has told you is that your breakfast might be silently affecting a part of your body that, over time, stops responding the way it used to. Yes, we're talking about your intimate circulation, your firmness, the energy at the base of your body, that feeling of vitality that once felt natural, but now seems to be slipping through your fingers day after day. And before we go on, if this type of content matters to you, if you truly want to understand how to restore your body's strength without relying on pills, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss anything and you'll help this message reach others who need it too. Because the truth is, many men go through life believing that the loss of power and firmness comes with age or a drop in testosterone. But that's not always the case. In many situations, the real issue is in the blood. More specifically, how blood circulates through the lower part of your body. And that circulation may be getting damaged precisely by the choices you make at breakfast. It's surprising, but it's real. There are foods that clog, inflame, and block blood flow in the first hours of the day. And there are others, powerful, simple, and accessible, that do the opposite. They dilate the vessels, strengthen the internal muscles, and bring back that feeling of strength, control, and energy to the center of your body. And the most amazing part is that this doesn't come from a pharmacy or magical supplements. It's on your plate. Let's start with a food you definitely know, but maybe have never used with the respect it deserves. Whole eggs. That's right. Eggs, when eaten the right way and at the right time, are a true natural rejuvenator for pelvic circulation. Especially after age 60, they become one of the most valuable tools you can have. But here's the key. We're not talking about just egg whites or fried eggs. We're talking about whole eggs, with the yolk, boiled for 11 to 12 minutes, eaten first thing in the morning, alongside a base rich in fiber and healthy fats. The yolk is packed with vital nutrients for muscle and vascular repair. It's rich in vitamin D, choline, B12, and leucine, an amino acid that's essential for regenerating the deep muscles of the pelvic region, those that support firmness, control urinary flow, and keep your internal balance functioning. Many men make the mistake of avoiding yolks due to old fears about cholesterol. But science has moved on. We now know that the cholesterol in eggs is not the villain it was made out to be, and in fact, eggs can even improve heart health when eaten properly. If you're over 60 and not including whole eggs in your breakfast, you're missing out on one of the most natural ways to regain your strength. And if possible, choose pasture-raised or organic eggs. They have even more nutrients. Now, here's a simple and powerful suggestion. Eat 2 or 3 whole boiled eggs early in the morning, along with a slice of whole grain bread topped with mashed avocado and pumpkin seeds. No frying, no oil-soaked foods. This combo acts like a power-on button for your circulation, and you feel it in your legs, your energy, and yes, in your most intimate moments too. And here's a small detail that few people consider, but it makes all the difference. Light movement after breakfast. That's right. Just 5 minutes of walking around the house, a few squats using a chair for support, or simple leg movements are enough to activate blood flow. This prevents blood from stagnating in the lower body and speeds up the delivery of nutrients you've just consumed. It's a small effort with a huge return. Now imagine doing this every day. The body starts to respond. Deep muscles wake up. Circulation is restored. Firmness returns. Confidence too. But this is only the beginning. Because what comes next may seem even simpler, but carries an impressive restorative power. And maybe you've been making the mistake of ignoring it for years. You're about to understand exactly why. Think about it. What do you usually eat first thing in the morning besides that rushed coffee or white bread with margarine? Now imagine that this simple gesture, repeated for decades, could be silently sabotaging your blood flow. Yes, the typical breakfast, full of sugar spikes and poor in nutrients, is one of the main culprits behind the loss of energy, firmness, and physical vitality in older men. The good news is that fixing this may be much simpler than it seems. 2 ingredients, when combined the right way, have the power to clean your arteries and restore circulation precisely where it matters most. We're talking about whole oats with chia seeds. But not just any oats, and not any kind of preparation. The refined versions, The ones that come sweetened or in instant packets are practically useless. What you need is real oats, rich in beta-glucan, a special fiber that acts like a natural sponge, cleansing the inside of the arteries and reducing bad cholesterol levels, not just around the heart, but also in the pelvic region and groin. Men who complain of fatigue, difficulty climbing stairs, shortness of breath with minimal effort, and weakness in intimacy usually have one thing in common. Their breakfasts are empty, or worse, packed with sugar. And over time, this takes a toll on the health of the most sensitive and narrow blood vessels, like those that feed the pelvic muscles. Now here comes the chia. Small but mighty. When you hydrate a teaspoon of chia seeds and mix it into your oats, you create a combination that delivers essential fatty acids like omega-3, plus magnesium, potassium, fiber, and antioxidants. This helps relax the walls of the blood vessels, reduces systemic inflammation, and increases blood pressure where it's needed most, including in those areas that may feel like they've been shutting down over time. And there's more. This mix can serve as the perfect base for other powerful allies. Adding berries like blueberries, blackberries, or strawberries multiplies the effect. These fruits are rich in polyphenol that improve endothelial function, the inner lining of the arteries, helping blood to flow more easily and quickly. The result, after just a few days of change, is more energy in your legs, more firmness in your lower muscles, and the return of that masculine confidence many thought was gone for good. Here's a practical recipe you can try this week. Half a cup of whole oats, 1 teaspoon of hydrated chia, a handful of berries, and a pinch of cinnamon. You can prepare it with hot water or unsweetened plant-based milk. This combo, aside from being delicious, activates your circulation in the very first hours of the day. And to drink? Here come 2 natural champions: sugar-free coffee, which helps improve blood pressure when consumed in moderation, or even better, hibiscus tea, which helps dilate blood vessels, control blood pressure, and reduce body swelling. If you want something even more nutritious, you can add natural orange juice with pulp or even a pinch of freshly grated ginger to your glass. And if you're going to use a sweetener, choose cinnamon. It helps regulate blood sugar and has a mild vasodilating effect. This new breakfast routine might seem too simple, but that's exactly where the secret lies. Most men over 60 who start implementing it report noticeable improvements within the first week. They sleep better, wake up more energized, feel lighter, and even begin to notice visible changes in their intimate energy, all without needing any medication. And science backs this up. The right combination of soluble fiber, healthy fats, antioxidants, and minerals first thing in the morning activates key metabolic pathways for muscle regeneration, hormonal balance, and blood transport to the body's extremities. And among those extremities, of course, is also the one that most affects your self-esteem when it starts to fail. So if you've been feeling slower, weaker, and like your vitality is fading day by day, know this: it might not be your age. It might be what you've been putting on your plate. And the next fruit we're about to discuss could be exactly what's been missing to complete this puzzle and reactivate your body in a way you haven't felt in a long time. It's sweet, refreshing, accessible, and powerful, and works in a way similar to some well-known medications, but naturally and safely. You've definitely seen it before. Maybe you just haven't used it the right way yet. It's amazing how often the most effective solutions are right in front of us, and yet we ignore them. The next fruit you need to know about not only helps hydrate your body, but also activates one of the most important mechanisms of circulation: the natural production of nitric oxide. We're talking about watermelon. Yes, the same fruit many see as just a summer snack or something too sweet for people with diabetes. But what few know is that watermelon is rich in L-citrulline, an amino acid that, once metabolized by the body, turns into L-arginine and eventually into nitric oxide. This compound is exactly what your blood vessels need in order to relax, dilate, and allow blood to flow more freely. It's the same principle behind medications like sildenafil. Yes, that one, but in a natural, gradual, and side effect-free way. But for it to work, it needs to be consumed properly. The ideal is to eat 2 or 3 slices on an empty stomach before breakfast. This allows the nutrients to be absorbed without interference from other foods. And here's the key: the white part of the watermelon, the one most people throw away, is actually where the highest concentration of citrulline is found. So throwing it away means wasting the most valuable part. If you want even more practicality, you can blend watermelon with a little water and drink it without straining. This keeps the fiber, hydrates your body, and delivers a generous dose of antioxidants and amino acids essential for circulation. A natural boost to help your body start the day with real energy. And if you have diabetes or prediabetes, don't worry. When consumed on its own, in a moderate portion and on an empty stomach, watermelon has a much lower glycemic impact than when combined with bread or processed carbs. The secret lies in the right timing and the right amount. Now think about this with me. If you start your day with whole eggs to nourish your pelvic muscles, a mix of oats, chia, and berries to cleanse your arteries, and then add watermelon to stimulate vasodilation, what you're doing is giving your body exactly what it needs to restore intimate circulation using real food. But the journey doesn't end here. There are still foods that act as true vascular repair agents, fighting the invisible damage caused by aging, inflammation, and years of poor habits. And one of them is among the most underestimated of all, sweet potato. Rich in complex carbohydrates, beta-carotene, potassium, and anti-inflammatory compounds, it provides long-lasting energy without spiking blood sugar levels. Ideal for those who want to regain strength, firmness, and endurance, not only in the legs, but also where it truly matters. And it's not enough to know that sweet potato is good for you. It needs to be prepared the right way. Ideally, steam it or roast it lightly with the skin on. Avoid frying and sugary mash preparations. Here, less is more. A bit of turmeric with black pepper and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil turns this root into a powerful anti-inflammatory for your circulatory system. And the next combination takes it all to the next level. Picture a natural juice made with half a raw beet, washed and blended with the skin, a bit of water, a few drops of lemon, and if you like, a small piece of fresh ginger. This is a circulation tonic. Beetroot is rich in natural nitrates that, like watermelon, support nitric oxide production, but with the added benefit of enhancing brain and muscle oxygenation. This juice can be consumed first thing in the morning or up to an hour before light physical activity, like a walk, a stretching session, or even a casual stroll in the park. And if you prefer cooked beets, that's fine too. Just keep them firm and avoid overcooking. You can dice them and serve with olive oil, chia or flax seeds, and coarse sea salt. The flavor is sweet and earthy, and its effects are cumulative. The more regularly you consume it, the more noticeable the results become. Now imagine starting your day with all these elements working in harmony. Foods that strengthen muscles, cleanse blood vessels, dilate arteries, and reduce inflammation. It's like giving your body the tools it's been waiting for, ones it never found in pills or expensive formulas. And what comes next is the cherry on top. Or rather, the fruit that completes this morning routine with excellence, offering protection for your vessels, energy for your body, and vitality for your mind. It's small, red, full of seeds, and powerful in every milliliter. Get ready to discover the final piece of this puzzle, the one that can make all of this work even faster. If you thought fruits were just a minor part of breakfast, that's because you haven't yet discovered the true power of pomegranate. This modest-looking fruit is actually one of the most potent foods for protecting blood vessels and boosting circulation, especially in the male intimate region. Science has been confirming what ancient cultures already knew for centuries. Pomegranate is a natural vascular tonic, packed with rare antioxidants like polyphenol, flavonoids, and tannins, which strengthen artery walls, improve vessel elasticity, and fight inflammation that builds up over time. And make no mistake, this isn't just about the heart. Pomegranate's effects also extend to the thinnest, most delicate vessels in the body, like those that supply the pelvic muscles. Many men over 60 report that after adding pomegranate to their daily routine, especially at breakfast or as juice during the afternoon, they began noticing not just more energy, but also greater firmness, control, and confidence in intimate situations. And the best way to consume pomegranate? Simple. You can eat the seeds straight from the fruit, chewing well to absorb the antioxidants. But the most effective method is to make a pure juice using 1 large or 2 small pomegranates, blended with a glass of water. Drink it unstrained, ideally on an empty stomach or alongside your functional breakfast, the one with eggs, oats, chia, and berries. Want to boost it even more? Add a few drops of lemon or a bit of natural orange juice. This combination not only improves nutrient absorption, but also delivers a concentrated dose of energy and vascular recovery to your body. And the best part, it's delicious, refreshing, and unlike many medications, it doesn't come with side effects. Only benefits. But here's something important to remember. You can't just use these foods once in a while and expect magic. They work as fuel for a system that has been dormant, and that now needs to be awakened and nourished every day. It's consistent choices, made in the very first hours of the day, that determine whether you age losing strength or reclaiming what you thought was lost forever. That's why the key to it all is building a powerful morning ritual. And now you know exactly how to do that. Start with whole eggs, prepared gently, without oil, paired with foods rich in healthy fats. Include whole oats with chia and berries, combining fiber and antioxidants. Add slices of watermelon on an empty stomach, or a juice made with the white part of the rind. Alternate on different days with servings of sweet potato with turmeric, or a glass of raw beet juice with lemon. And to finish, fresh pomegranate or pure pomegranate juice, at least 4 times a week. This routine isn't a restrictive diet or a complicated formula. It's simply real food, used the right way, at the right time, with the purpose of restoring circulation, strengthening the pelvic muscles, and giving your body back what time, stress, and poor habits have slowly been taking away. And if you're wondering whether this really works, try it for just 1 week. You won't need anything else to feel the difference. Waking up with more energy, feeling lighter, walking with more strength, and most importantly, regaining your confidence as a man from the inside out. Remember, vitality doesn't come in a pill. It lies in your choices. It's in how you wake up and nourish yourself. It's in what you choose to do with this knowledge from this moment forward. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, with a friend, a family member, or even your life companion. And if you haven't liked or subscribed yet, now's the time. Because here, we speak the truth no one else does, and deliver what can truly transform your health. Now it's up to you.